You ask a question.
So how'd you come up with the name Hell I Feel?
Yeah.
Да, сидели мы как-то, курили траву.
Пили пивос
Пили пиво, да.
в России, как дебилы в натуре.
Да, решили создать банду, которая будет называться Hell I Feel.
Ну, вообще,
Okay.
из ниоткуда.
That makes sense.
Из ниоткуда.
So what they're saying is, they were just hanging out one day and randomly, like, they ate these crazy mushrooms and they had this vision of the words "Hell I Feel" flying through the clouds, and that's where they came up with the name.
A winged Hell I Feel.
Yeah, да. No, well, for real now, the name didn't really come from anywhere. It was just the combination of words that I was curious about. I had an idea about how to translate them into Russian, but I really had no background in English at that time. So I was like, what the hell does it mean? I don't remember where and how I learned the whole phrase "Hell I Feel," but somewhere I just spotted it. So Vlad was in school learning
I was
English.
supposed to be an interpreter and stuff, so I had a lot of dictionaries on hands and stuff.
Yeah, so I just brought it to him. I'm like, dude, what the hell does it mean?
And there's actually the phrase in English phrase dictionary, like English,
Real English,
yeah,
right?
which describes downing inner, state of mind, and that you're sick of everybody in the world and all the stuff that is going on. So.
Yeah, there's a.
Kind of
And what is it in Russian?
Big meaning. In Russian, it's.
It actually doesn't translate in Russian.
It can. It's like you can bring it it's more like a hell of a, hell of a good or hell of a bad.
Okay.
But it's not exactly that. Like you can use it towards anything. Like when you feel like shit, when your dog is dead, your car is dead, your girlfriend just broke up with you. You lost your job,
dead.
or she's dead. Yeah,
and you get totally wasted, and you wake up in the morning and you feel like crap, and that's the hell you.
That's
feel.
the hangover.
That's the hell you feel.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all that stuff combined just brings you to that state.
It's deep philosophical question. What is Hell I Feel?
I thought it was a band.
It is a band.
It is a band now, yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo. Yeah. Cheers.
So Vlad, how long have you guys been in Santa Cruz? Vlad and Mike, you guys moved. Well, you didn't actually move here. You moved to Washington D.C.
First, we moved
Correct?
to North Carolina.
Oh,
yeah, the very first move was to North Carolina. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. By the way, this is Jeff.
We'll get to him
Yeah,
because most of the interview is going to be centered around him. Because he is the new bass player.
He is,
and
the new bass player.
That's your breaking news.
For real, yeah.
But since you already started with
the
the band name question,
right?
Now we'll go into the introductions.
Yeah.
And say, Vlad. Well, let's. How long you been playing guitar?
Since 1994, I believe.
Which makes 17 years?
Yeah.
How'd you get your first guitar?
Well, actually, my dad used to be in the band, but it was classic rock band and stuff. But I went to music school to play an accordion, and which I started when I was 9 too. But on the last year of me studying at the school, I found myself a guitar, which I pretty much borrowed from my dad all the time, and I totally trashed it too, which he was not very happy about. But yeah, so I played
guitar, accordion. That's a tough decision.
Well, it actually helped me a lot because kind of left hand is all buttons, so the principle is the same.
Okay.
So it kind of helped me in theory, and it was a good start. And then I picked up a guitar, and then I couldn't stop playing. I was I was going out with it. It was with me all the time, and then then I went to Nepal, and I went to music school over there, and where I got my first electric guitar. So that was a journey.
Nepal.
Okay, now you're one of the few brave people who participated in Your Music Olympics guitar solo event last year at the Catalyst.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was the worst part of that?
The worst part of it was that I had no idea how to operate that amp and whatever the setup was. I didn't
Right,
know
because it
anything
was a
about
standard amp that everyone used.
Yeah.
It wasn't
and
your amp.
No, I was not used to the sound, and you know, like it was completely a new thing for me.
Right.
And you know,
So adjusting to the amp was probably the
within the
toughest.
first 3 minutes, yeah, was the toughest.
You only get 3 minutes.
Yeah, you only get 3 minutes on the stage with this.
What was good about it?
Experimenting, I guess. You know, like I had an idea in my mind what I was gonna play, but it kind of flew right out the window the first 5 seconds, and so I had to improvise, and like it kind of.
I think it's important for musicians to kind of get out of the box.
Yeah.
And kind of be like, okay, here's your own. Now, what are you going to do without your band behind you? And that's why I say, like, you're one of the brave people who got up and did it. Because I think it's really hard for a musician to get up without his band, and even like not really knowing what's coming next, but to get up there and play a solo. So hats off to you for sure.
Yeah, I'll be more prepared this year. So
Right. See, yeah. All right.
I have the ideas already in my head what I'm gonna play, so it should be.
So you can say, last year sucked bad.
For me, yeah, it did. Like it was like my friend was videotaping it, and I was like.
I was videotaping.
Oh yeah.
I videotaped it. We got the video up online. If anyone wants to go check it out, yourmusicmagazine.com.
No, thank you. So
yeah, the sound was
that was
bad.
really embarrassing. Like
It's tough, and then you've got Big Mike Gehring walking around in the background. Everyone's putting up equipment.
Yeah,
It's almost
they
like
were setting up the drums.
rock school camp or something,
For my solo.
Yeah, plus like.
So let's move on to you, Mike,
Yeah.
because you also participated in the Your Music Olympics drum solo event.
Yeah, I did.
And what was the worst part of that?
The worst part was the drum set was not mine.
Right.
The one that I'm totally not used to at all. And the guys, that was by the way, thanks to Will from Cylinder,
Right.
who let me play his drums. His setup is completely different from mine. He's taller and bigger than me, so his drums are lower to the ground, and kind of they are a little bit further from how, the way he puts his set is a little bit more spread around.
And we say you can bring your snare and your pedals,
Right.
but
and
pretty much you can't just sit and redo all the drums.
No, you can do a good solo only on a bass drum and a snare drum and a hi-hat. I was barely reaching to the cymbals. Plus he had only one air tom, and my drum set has 4 air toms.
Okay.
And 2 floor toms, and a double bass and a snare. So I'm used to having a lot of freedom. I mean, I have 13 cymbals and 9 drums. I fly, dude.
13 cymbals, the bass player's like, yeah, he's got a lot of shit.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. If you play metal, you have to, you have a lot of shit, so it sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean,
we still did really good. You got,
I got 3rd place.
3rd? Yeah, and I know that was very close, and I think that the, 1st and 2nd was a tie, and then I think you were just point 0.5 or something ridiculously close.
Oh, really?
To the other person, to the other 2 guys. Now you say gold and silver go to the 2 guys. They actually tie. So that was a tie, and then you were right behind them in. I mean, I don't have, of course, the exact numbers right here, but you were, 0.0 right behind them.
Right.
So you got the bronze medal, but basically it was silver and, really close.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that was pretty tight all around the that solo competition.
I see. Well, this year it will be different because I'm planning on actually bringing my set, or at least half of my set, setting it up the way that I want, and playing it the way that I always play it.
Right.
And that will
as long as you can do it fast.
It will be fast.
In between,
first.
yeah.
It will be fast, and then the event itself, I'm hoping will be somewhere not at what was the name of the place? Cypress Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that place.
That was
it was very crowded.
That was but
it was tiny.
Yeah, it was.
That place was packed. That was
Yeah.
actually one of my favorite shows last year because
That
it was
that
just
place
so.
was
It
fun,
was
but-
just. I mean, it was ridiculous.
I actually did like the show
But it was
too.
fun, you know. Like it was packed.
Yeah. So,
So all right, let's move on to the new guy, Jeff Rose.
That's me.
Right?
Yes.
And how long have you been with Hell I Feel?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. All right, cool. So, what's it been like?
It's been pretty sweet. These guys are pretty cool, and I like the music that we play.
What do you like about it?
Well, I've always been into metal. I've always played metal. I don't know. They have sort of a unique, more like a, I would call it almost a progressive kind of edge to it, which I think is really sweet. I think the biggest thing that stood out to me though is the dedication. These guys are like fully dedicated, and like in my previous experience playing in bands, that's always been the biggest issue to me. Is like band members that flake out all the time and can't show up, or just don't show up, or show up 2 minutes before a show without their drum set.
So not only are they there, but they're there challenging you.
Yeah, they're calling me all the time, trying to get me to come to practice. And when I was in my previous bands, it was always me calling everybody, trying to get them to come to practice.
Do you want to mention that band?
Um,
Previous band?
Sure. I don't know if it's possible some people might have heard of them. I was in this band called Imperium. We played over in San Jose for Pitch Black Records. And then, yeah, that was really the only noteworthy one. But that ended in a fireball of
Flakiness sounds like.
flakiness and
I'm not showing up.
drug. Just to say the drummer sold his drum set for coke money.
Okay.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, not good. That was
Not
not.
So what do you think of Jeff? Mike, you're the drummer.
Yeah.
You guys are the rhythm section.
We are the rhythm section.
Most
and-
important part of any band.
Of course.
For sure.
Spoken
for
like
sure.
a bass player.
Spoken of a metal band to begin with. Yeah, he's good. Besides the skills, well, just to begin with, he's a guitarist. Okay, he's not a bass player. He's a freaking guitarist. He likes to play guitar, and that's awesome because we've had 7 bass players so far.
7, 8, yeah.
7, and out of all 7 of them, he's the best.
Okay.
And which totally blows my mind because I mean, motherfuckers that play bass all their time, like they play the bass,
Yeah,
right?
they can.
They fucking suck ass compared to him.
Okay.
He learns
in-
fast. He's got the skills. He's
In defense of bassists everywhere, I did play bass before I ever picked up a guitar.
oh,
But yeah, I played guitar. I've played guitar for like 11 years.
Well,
now.
if I was in
There you
another
go.
project in another band, I would be a bass player. Because,
Same
like,
thing.
That's like
You would be a bass player? I find that hard to believe, dude.
I love.
I swear, if
I love
I mean,
the bass player.
if I
mean,
had-
like, not bass player.
If you were forced to be a bass player, you would still enjoy it.
if I had time,
no,
Because I know you're a shredder. I mean, you're
but bass
pretty
is
solo oriented, and I would.
if I had
You love it?
time,
Well, you know,
yeah.
they're all stringed instruments. So.
If I had time and a little bit of extra time and another project, I'd totally learn how to play bass and I would be fucking killing the bass because it's awesome. All the lows and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I love playing
anyways,
bass.
This is a great comparison that I heard from a studio engineer one time, because in that band Imperium that I was in, our bassist was not capable of playing his own bass lines, so I had to play the bass in the recordings. And the
Whoa.
studio engineer was a real bassist, unlike me, and he was like, "Dude, you're doing it all wrong. You play your guitar, it's like you're making love to it. When you're playing the bass, it's like kinky S&M. You gotta pound
slap
the
it."
crap out of it." It sort of like clicked in my head. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And so now I know when I play bass, I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, he's doing a good job. He's besides being a good bass player, he's a good guy, which we totally appreciate because it's
Yeah,
really
you
hard
have
to
to
work.
be-
And then
friends
who's missing
before
your singer, guitar
singer
player?
and a guitar player.
Yeah, Steven, he is not here tonight. He is focusing